In the series of learning programming in C, in the previous video we have discussed arrays in C, means what is need of array, what is array, a definition, and then declaration of 1D array only, right. We are left with many points about array like initialization of array, how arrays are stored, like memory representation of array, how to access elements of array, types of array. So, we will discuss all the points one by one. In this video, I will talk about initialization of array, two types, compile time and run time, and then I will show you the practical also on my laptop, practical part of previous lecture and for this lecture also, like declaration and initialization both I will show you on my laptop, right. So, you also get ready with your laptop with some IDE installed, like I have VS Code editor in my laptop, right. So, now let us see how arrays can be initialized. There are two ways, at compile time and at run time, both we will see. First, at compile time, it means when you declare the array, at that time only you initialize the array, means what elements, what numbers you want in that array, at that time only you will provide the data items. Like you remember, I guess, how to declare an array. First of all, the data type, then array name I am taking here only A, and size I am taking only 5, right. This is what declaration, right. Now, at the time of declaration only we initialize the array, we give the data items equal to, suppose I am initializing it as 0, -1, 11, 10, 2 and semicolon. This is what initialization of array at compile time, right. 5 values I have given, fine. We will see different types also. Now, first method is this one, we will see all the methods, this is correct. Second method to initialize at compile time is what? You can just write data item, array name, and I am not providing here the size, right. If you declare something like this, means it will give error. In the previous video I have told you, but if you write something like this, I am not giving the size of the array, but I am initializing it like this, 0, 1, 2, again 0, -1, 6, 7. That is correct. This is second method. Now, here automatically the size would be calculated. The size of array would be what? How many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, its size would be 7. Now, see another variant is what? If I write something like this, int a and 5 equal to 0, 1, -1, that is it. Means size is 5 and I am giving only 3 data items. Then what will happen? The remaining data items, like 2 we are left with two more data items, the space for 2 more data items. So, those would be initialized with 0, fine. Like 0, here suppose if I represented something like this, then 0, 1, -1, and the remaining 2 locations would be filled with 0, 0 automatically, right. So, okay, now this is fine. But if you write something like this, next is what? If I write something like this, int a 5 and that is it, means now the array is having what? Garbage value, any garbage value, not 0, any garbage value, the data items here. In these 5 locations, any garbage value would be there. If you print without initializing, then garbage value would be printed. I will show you the output also, right. And if you write something like this, 5 equal to, and here I am giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The size is 5, but I am providing 7 data items. So, that this will give error, right, because we have already fixed what? Size is 5, we can only store 5 numbers. Next, what we can do is, suppose I have written only this int a 5, that is it, and here you can write a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, and here you can initialize these data items like 1, 2, -1, a of 3 and a of 4, here 11, 10. This is also fine. Individual items you can initialize something like this, but obviously we are not going to prefer this method, right. This is not the right way, but yeah, you can initialize. I am just telling you the number of ways how to access why I am writing this A, then in these brackets 0 means the first index of array would be started from 0. So, the first element we access the element of the array something like this. How to access that we will discuss in next video, right. But for this video just I am just telling you the method. So, we are not going to prefer this method, right. Next what you can write, if I write something like this, int 5 is equal to, I am writing here 0 only, that is also correct. All the memory locations would be filled with 0, 1 0 and remaining would be obviously automatically 0. I am providing only 1 0. Next, if you do something like this, int a 5 and blank, I am not giving any data here, this will give error. This is not allowed. You have to give at least one data item. Either you can give 0 or any data item or -1 or anything. That is fine, but you cannot leave it like blank. It will give you error. It's not like that you can only write here int. I can also write here float. That would be a floating type array, right? All the data items here at that time, if you write here float, that would be a floating type. Or you can write character, something like this, like char array. I am taking char, array name is b, and here I am not declaring the size, and here I am just writing how to write down character, because it is character array in single quotes. Suppose it's J, E, N, N and Y, right. So, this is what a character array of size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 data items I have given, right. Or here you can declare the size. Suppose I am declaring size 10 and I am giving the data items only 5, then the remaining items would be null, initialized with null value, right. Now, here what we have done, we have fixed the size. This is what a drawback, right. One by one we will discuss everything about array, and then last video I'll tell you all the properties of array, all the points about array. So, this is what we have fixed the size of the array. Now, we cannot change it, and also we have fixed what value we want in array. At runtime we cannot change these values, but if you want that user should enter at the runtime, user should enter the element of the array, means it will ask enter the elements in array and user will enter any data. It means that is what runtime initialization of array. This is what compile time we have fixed this data items. This is compile time, right. Now, these are all variants, we will see practical also, right. Now, I will show you how to initialize array at runtime. At runtime, we are going to use some standard functions to initialize array, that is obviously for loop, any loop, for while, do while and scanf function, right. So, just declare the array int a, suppose I am taking size is 5, I am not initializing here the array. Now, at runtime I want. So, suppose when I will run the program, then it should print at starting enter the elements of array. So, for that printing we will use what function? Printf, right. Here you can write enter the elements of array in double quotes, and whatever you will write here in double quotes, that would be exactly printed on the screen. Now, obviously we have to give 5 numbers, right. So, what we will use? Loops. So, I am using here for loop. I is equal to, I am going to start from 0, I less than 5 and I plus plus. Now, before using I, what you have to declare it, int I. Now, here we can take input, how we will take? Using scanf function. I have already discussed printf and scanf function in my previous videos, the functioning of these functions, you can check it out. Then format specifier for integer, it is %d, address of array is a of I, right. Now, if you want to print, then again you have to use again a for loop and you can print. This is what at runtime we can initialize the array. Now, this program, when this program will be run, the compiler will what? First of all, what compile these lines. So, int I means here in memory some space would be allocated to this I, suppose address is 1000, here is any garbage value, and for a also array name is a, and for 5 numbers the space would be allocated. Suppose the base address of array is 2000, 2000 for this, 4 bytes for this one. So this would be 2004, 2008, 12 and 16, right? Here also we have some garbage value, we haven't initialized it. Now enter the elements of array would be printed. For loop I is equal to 0, so I would be initialized with 0, I less than 0, yes, condition true will enter here. Scanf means it will take you from the user %d. Address of a of I value is what? 0. First of all, I value is 0, means address of a of 0. Index is 0, here 1, here 2, here 3, here 4. So a of 0 is this one. Now this address is 2000. So here whatever number the user will enter, that would be stored. Suppose user is entering 10, so here 10 would be stored, right? So like this you can see I guess you all know the working of for loop, I have discussed many times. Then I plus plus I would be 1, then again condition true, again this process would be repeated, and this is how the array would be initialized. Index of array would always be started from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, here till size minus 1, size is 5, 5 minus 1, that is 4, right? And if you want to print, suppose I have initialized 10, 11, minus 1, 0, 2. If you want to print the data of the array, simply take for loop I is equal to from 0 to 5, 5 plus plus, and in that for loop rather than scanf, to print for output we take what? Which function? Printf function. Printf, right? %d and simply a of I you can write here and there, right? I will show you practical of this thing also. Now when to use compile time initialization and when to use runtime initialization, because we have two types of initialization of array. See, if we have only small size is very small like 5 or 10, so we can initialize that thing at compile time. It's very easy to initialize it. Int a is equal to 5 and you can write 5 data numbers, or you can write 10, that is fine. But if the size of array is large like 100, here we have size is 100, int a 100, so obviously it's not possible to write here 100 data items. Yeah, we can write, but it's not a proper way, it's not a good thing, right? So there we can do what? At runtime initialization. And maybe suppose we want like first 50 data items or first 30 data items would be initialized with maybe 0 or 1, or remaining data items would be initialized with 2 or 5 or anything. So at that time it's better to use runtime initialization, right? How? See, now here suppose size I have 100 and I want, if I is less than 30, then a of I would be initialized with 1, right? Else a of I would be initialized with, remaining portion would be initialized with 0. So first 30 numbers in array would be initialized with 1 and remaining would be initialized with 0, right? So if you want something like this situation is there, that is also, you know, we want that runtime initialization is better. So now that's it for this video. In the next video I'll discuss how to access elements of array and memory representation of array, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.